Turning now to campaign 2024, where early voting is about to end. And the candidates are crisscrossing the all-important battleground states to scrounge up every last vote in a race that remains tight.
Political reporter Marcia Kramer is here with the latest. Marcia.
Well, Dick and Cindy, over 68 million Americans have already cast their ballots, according to the University of Florida Election Lab, which has found that so far, many more women than men have voted early. But since Donald Trump does better with men and Kamala Harris does better with women, both are trying to deal with the gender gap. In what many see as a dead heat race, it is a stark statistic. 54% of those voting early are women, 43% are men. So look no further if you want to know why Donald Trump says he wants to be the protector of the opposite sex, even though he claims his staff told him not to.
I want to protect the women of our country. I want to protect the women. Sir, please don't say that. I said, well, I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not.
It actually is, I think, very offensive to women in terms of not understanding their agency, their authority, their right.
Kamala Harris in Wisconsin, former President Trump in Wisconsin and Michigan, as the new Marist poll gives the vice president the edge in 3 key blue wall states. In Michigan, it's Harris 51, Trump 48. Pennsylvania, Harris 50, Trump 48. And Wisconsin, Harris 50, Trump 48. But since Michigan has the largest Arab American population outside the Middle East, there is another poll that is garnering attention. It's from the Council on American Islamic Relations. 42.3% favor Green Party candidate Jill Stein, 41% Kamala Harris, 9.8% Donald Trump. The conflict in the Middle East, a big concern in Michigan.
We would like to have an immediate ceasefire.
The executive director of the Michigan chapter of CARE sees community members struggling with Trump over his stance on Muslim immigration, but it is also at odds with the vice president over the Biden administration's handling of the war in Gaza.
This is a belief in the community that the Democrats need to be taught a lesson.
Arriving in Detroit today, Trump continued his attack on former Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney, who was supporting Harris.
She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it.
We see this kind of rhetoric that is violent in nature, where we see this kind of spirit coming from Donald Trump that is so laden with the desire for revenge and retribution.
Meanwhile, President Biden is in Philadelphia right now, speaking about his support for unions. Team Harris has its fingers crossed that the president's appearance remains gaffe-free. It doesn't appear that he'll be making any more campaign appearances. However, his schedule has him remaining at his Delaware home until Tuesday.
And for all things political, Sunday, 11:30, Marcia Kramer and The Point.
Thank you so much for that.
But it is the best show on television, so you got to watch it, especially for politics. And early voting ends Sunday across the tri-state area. We have information on the polling locations, times, and more on CBSNewYork.com. Just click the tab America Decides.